on, I'm just going to introduce my very, very good and long-time friend, and many of you have met him, known him, heard him speak, and or have been coached by him, Steve D'Annunzio, one of the more recognized, nationally recognized coaches in our industry. He coaches top advisors throughout the country, within the entire industry, both on the insurance and the investment side. He's got a company that has 6 or 8 other coaches. He's coached and continues to coach some of the top advisors and general agents in The Guardian. Recently has been a coach, in fact, to my memory, of Mike Schwartz, David Greenberg, and others in our firm. And the reason I asked Steve to speak is I don't think there's anyone better that can truly help us all prepare our mindset for what I think is necessary as we continue to move forward. The comeback is so important to understand not only the proper mindset, but also some strategy, some ideas, some languaging around helping people feel comfortable in this new normal. But most importantly, what Steve brings to the table is he has an ability coming from a higher place than most people I know to literally change and reframe our attitudes toward the way that we do things, and truly come from our highest place, being more purpose and mission driven. And that's what I've always loved about Steve. So I'm not going to go on anymore, although I could. I'm going to just hand it over to Steve D'Annunzio.
Thank you, Steve Ferrara. You are a great friend, and I truly appreciate you. Every time I talk to you, I feel uplifted and edified. So thank you for that lovely introduction. And welcome, everybody. I want to thank you and welcome you here. Thank you for the gift of your time. I know your time is one of your most precious commodities these days, and I promise to maximize it. And as Steve was asking me, what do you think about this comeback? What I was thinking about was the power of possibility. And so I wanted to do a presentation around the power of possibility. And that's what I named this presentation. And I want to start out with an intention. And the reason I'm starting out with an intention is because, as you've seen recently, there have been many books that have talked about the power of why. Start with Why by Simon Sinek. And so when you create an intention for yourself, universal creative energy follows intention. People have a tendency to manifest the intentions they hold in mind. And when I talk about intention, I'm talking about a noble goal, a goal that is what I call win 3. You win, the client wins, and all of society, your company, everybody wins when you create a win-win. And so intention is always humanity plus behavior, right? There are certain behaviors that are humanity minus, right? They bring people down. But when you're intentional, it's always humanity plus. Everybody wins when you create win-win with people. And so my first intention here is inviting you into a new possibility to reboot your own inner peace, because we are so far out of normal that one of the first things that goes is our inner peace when we get kicked out of our normal mode and our normal habits. And at the same time, I'm showing you a way that you can increase your prosperity mindset, because mindset is so critically important. Mindset is created through beliefs and reinforced through language and then behavior. So mindset is critically important. I see some people thriving massively in this environment, people that are in the financial services profession, really prospering. And I see other people really, really struggling. And the distinction is I ask them why, and I don't judge either. The touchstone for leadership today is I understand. The touchstone for leadership, meaning however someone's presenting, it's almost like a doctor looking at somebody that is sick, right? Whatever the sickness is, the doctor does a pathology report, and that word pathos is the root word of empathy. And so it's, I understand. I understand where you're coming from. I know that you're doing your best. So as you're developing a prosperity mindset, some people are really stuck in deep, deep, deep levels of scarcity. A prosperity mindset is the understanding that I live in a world of abundance and I live in a universe that offers support, that I live in a supportive universe, and that the success that I am seeking is also seeking me. I live in a supportive universe. I want everybody just to take a moment and imagine that we're true, right? Let's not let it go into the ego thinking mind that says, yeah, right. You know, these people are dying and I live in a supportive universe. But instead, we'll let that go for a minute and just breathe in the possibility that you live in a supportive universe in which the success I am seeking is also seeking me. Just take a moment and write that down, if you can. I live in a supportive universe in which the success that I am seeking is also seeking me. I live in a supportive universe in which the success I am seeking is also seeking me. And humor me for a minute, even if it sounds crazy. Write it down. How can you be hurt in any way by writing that down? I live in a supportive universe in which the success I am seeking is also seeking me. Because one of the things we know about this universe is this universe operates it according to the scientific physics principle of the law of sympathetic resonance, which says like attracts like. So if I'm thinking that I live in a supportive universe in which the success I am seeking is also seeking me, then that starts to manifest as an intention. Okay? And if I say, I live in a really crappy world in which people are dog eat dog and they're actually like animals and not all that smart, and this is a horrible time to do business and my business is screwed right now, then that is exactly what is true for you, right? And that becomes what's called a scarcity mindset. Mindset is reinforced through beliefs. You get to choose them. All right. And then again, reinforced through language and then action. It starts though with belief and then you're speaking because you think in English, right? You think in language. And there is no being without thinking, and there's no thinking without language. So what is the language and what are the narratives? What are the stories you're telling yourself right now about this time? Is it a time of possibility or is it a time of absolute hell, frustration, and disaster? Right? So what I'm inviting you into is a new possibility to reboot inner peace while increasing an abundance and prosperity mindset. That's the first. The second is teaching you how to continue to do business, how to gracefully support people with the potential for doing business while showing good form. And form is an acronym that will guide you in all your conversations if you write it down and use it on how to do business with people. And I'm doing this with people, and we are having an amazing couple months business-wise. An amazing couple months. Our coaches are absolutely enrolling people because we are products of this product, meaning we are living the teachings that we're sharing with you, and they function, they work. I'm not saying they're good or bad, right or wrong. I'm saying they're useful. And the third intention will be offering you a way to discover potentially some of the limiting beliefs that may be limiting your production or your peace or your joy, and offering you a way to help transform them. So those are our intentions today. That is why I'm here, and I'm honored you're here. So let's talk about who you're being right now, because what I've noticed is, as I talk to CEOs, CIOs, CFOs, COOs, and the top salespeople at big companies, like I coach one of the top salespeople at Korn Ferry. What I'm noticing is there's three ways that people are showing up right now. And remember, however someone is showing up, what is the touchstone for leadership? I understand. Tell me about that. I get it. I understand. Right? The first way is fear-driven. These are three ways of being. And you have an opportunity to decide who you want to be. Only you can choose who you choose to be and who you want to be. And if you don't choose, that choice will be made for you by the ego thinking mind, what's called the default mode network in your brain. Okay? Two basic networks in the brain. Default mode network, fear, doubt, worry, scarcity, negativity, looping, ruminating, negative thoughts. That's fear and desire driven. And then the task positive network in your brain. This is epigenetics. This is absolute science, okay? And the task positive network is the network running in your brain when you get intentional, when you choose to say, I'm making a positive decision, I feel powerful and purposeful in that decision, and I'm going for it. And I'm focusing on positive tasks. So the fear-driven people, that's default mode. That kicks in the default mode network. And how do you know when people are being fear-driven? Behavior tells us where people are. Behavior tells us who people are believing they're being. Okay? And beliefs create the mindset, and it's reinforced through language. Okay? And then that's how they behave. So if we backtrack from results and behavior, I see, oh, the reason the results stink is you're fear-driven. Oh, the reason the results aren't where you want them to be is you're desire-driven. Oh, the reason Mike Schwartz is having an amazing couple months is because he's mission-driven. Results are reality, and they tell us the truth of who we're being. It's inconvenient, but it's truth. And by the way, it's not truth people fear. Excuse me, it's not falsehood people fear. It's truth. We don't fear falsehood. When we see falsehood, we go, it's just false. No big deal. No problem. But when there's something that's true, that's when we freak out. And that's when we want to stand up and get into our God self, our higher self, and notice that. I'm noticing my fear. Does that serve me? Is it keeping me on track for the life that I want to live? So how are fear-driven people showing up? They hoard food, they hoard medicine, paper products, and ammunition they don't need. They spread emotions of fear, doubt, futility, and anger. They complain and blame others, and they share conspiracy theories without vetting. And what these things do is spread like a malaise, this disease, right, of fear. That's one way of being. And fear-driven people are going this way. In their life, in their business, and in the world, they're bringing us all down. This fear is a frequency. It's a vibration. When you vibrate that out into this giant cosmic magnet, by the way you're hearing me right now are magnetic, electromagnetic frequencies and waves. That's how you're hearing me right now, wherever you're sitting, Florida, New Jersey, wherever. I'm in New York. So we know that this is an electromagnetic meeting. When you project fear into that magnetic frequency, what else could you bring back but fear-driven people, results, problems, etc.? The second way of being, desire-driven. Desire-driven people are kind of paralyzed. They're kind of numb, right? They just want current events to be different than the way they are. I can't wait till this is over, right? They wish negative people would behave more positively. They want positive people to behave more realistically. Some of them would be hearing what I'm saying right now. Going, you're an idiot, right? And they feel paralyzed to take positive action because of the dire events. And what I want to say is that dire events have been happening to humanity from the beginning of time and will always be with us, that we cannot control. Bad things happen. But I'm going to show you a way to change and transform the way you look at those things. And that's by becoming what we call mission-driven. And mission-driven behavior is a way of being first with yourself and others. It's being empathetic with yourself. It's the recognition that you are on this earth with a very powerful, specific purpose. You are not here by accident, that you are here with a sole purpose and that you make a difference in this world. And to be empathetic with yourself is to recognize that when you're suffering, what can I do? Because suffering is part of being human. So first, to be empathetic with yourself and others while remembering that you make an amazing difference in this world and that you're here with a specific life purpose. It's been said, the two greatest days in a person's life are the day that they're born and the day that they discover why. And most of you know why. Your financial teachers, your financial healers. You are people that bring clarity and strategic brilliance to the second most contradictory thing in humanity, money. Okay, the first most contradictory thing is God, but the second most contradictory thing is money. Okay, and you are the financial coaches. You're the financial healers. You're the financial therapists. You're the financial teachers. And that is an amazing gift. And if we even look biblically, you know, one of the words that is spoken the most in the Bible is the word money, because it's that big a contradiction. So there's a lot going on right now in mission-driven behavior that teaches us the power of number 2 at the top there, which is to learn to let go of what you cannot control, acting only on what you can control, right? I can't control the traffic, I can't control the weather, I can't control the stock market, and I can't control the pandemic, but I can control what I choose to be. I can choose my beliefs. You can choose your beliefs. You can choose your language. And it doesn't matter whether a belief is true or false. Because even if it's false and you believe it, that's what you'll be sending out into the giant cosmic magnet called the universe. And what else could you bring back? And what I want to share is getting beyond right or wrong, true or false. Let's go to useful beliefs and useless beliefs. Here's a useful belief. If you're careful, you won't get sick. That's a fact. This virus is a wimp. It's easily killable with disinfectant, easily killable with hand washing. Yeah, it's in our communities, so what? Okay, that's the first thing is, if you're careful and smart, and you all are, and you have a plan, and you all do, you won't get sick. That's the first thing. Second thing is, this behavior is going to keep you from getting things like the cold and the flu too, which is terrific. The third thing is, in an uncertain world, certainty products are more sought than ever. And what you bring is certainty in one of the most confusing realms for people in the world. They want you and they need you right now. That's just fact as far as utility goes, meaning it's useful. So that's number 3, is offering your talents to serve others. That's why I'm here. You know, Steve and I were going to meet a month ago at Gamma at Lamp in Orlando. That didn't happen. I called up Steve and I said, hey, can I help? Can I serve? He said, yeah, let's bring you in. That's why I'm here, to serve you. And the fourth thing about mission-driven people is they are consciously nurturing and practicing possibility, patience, quietude, and creativity. So let's get into it. The key principle here, E plus R equals O. Please write this down. E plus R equals O. This is a natural law of the universe. It's like gravity. It is anywhere and everywhere, always true on Earth. It's not a principle. I wrote principle. I should have wrote key law. My mistake. Principles are violable, right? Golden rule. You don't have to follow the golden rule. Gravity, you have to follow, right? You hit a golf ball, goes up, it's coming down. Okay, this is a law. E plus R equals O. And what does it mean? Event plus your response equals outcome. And what it means is this. Look, negative events happen. They happen in my life, they happen in your life, and they will continue to happen. Now, in all our lives, we're all amazingly blessed human beings. You know, we live at worst 80-20, 80 positive, 20 negative lives, right? Most of us live 95-5, 95% good, 5% bad. But negative events happen. It is your response that will determine the outcome, not the event. It is your response. And the basic premise is that every outcome that you experience in your life is the result of how you responded to an earlier event. Okay? So what are some mission-driven responses today that we can talk about and focus on in the comeback? Okay? And what I'm talking about right now, again, is your inner peace, your belief system, your prosperity mindset. Because that will then dictate your behavior, right? Your belief drives your behavior, and your behavior drives your result. So when I'm seeing somebody with a great result, I know their behavior is really productive, and I know their belief system is based in peace, abundance, prosperity. When I see somebody whose result in the exact same field in industry, when I see somebody whose result is negative, I know it's because their behavior is very limiting, and that comes from a limiting belief. So I want to share with you some empowering mindsets, some empowering skills, actions, thoughts that you can take. First, Be empathetic with yourself and others. For those of you that are listening to this and saying, dude, I'm fear-driven right now, I get it. I understand. For those of you taking ownership, I'm being desire-driven, man. I just want things to be different, and I understand. And for those of you that are mission-driven, I understand. Okay? But the first thing is self-care. Be empathetic with yourself and others. If you're suffering, take ownership of the suffering. Own it. You cannot steward what you do not own, right? If you don't take ownership of your way of being, how can you possibly change it? It's like if I rent an apartment, right? I can't steward the apartment. I can't paint the walls. I can't put an addition on. I can't do a new roof. But if I own the home, if I take ownership of it, then I can paint it. I can put an addition on. I can put a new roof on. I can't steward what I do not own. How you're being right now is not your fault. How you're being right now is your responsibility. A mission-driven response will change it. Show yourself some self-love, some self-understanding, some self-empathy. And as you do that, the empathy will then ripple out to other people. So you can love on them. And when I talk about love as a business, right? I want you to write down the page LOVE. Leaving others valuable experiences. Our job is mission-driven advisors, are value creators. And the law around value creation is that dollars follow value. Every time I create value, that ripples out into the universe, into the giant cosmic magnet. What comes back? Money, kindness, friendship, relationships, joy. My relationship with Steve is much more precious to me than any money he could pay me. But the money is important because we know that money is the barter tool that we currently use right now for goods and services. That's a really important thing, okay? So be empathetic with yourself and others. Number two, try releasing what you cannot control, and as best possible, focus and act on what you can control. For instance, those of you in fear mode about your business, I want you to do something and humor me now, okay? Some of you came into this, you're like, this is a business meeting? It actually is a business meeting. But it's a business meeting about your inner belief system first, and then we're going to get to more business. So this is a business thing we're doing. We're going to release something you can't control. For instance, my fear about how clients are going to react if I reach out to them on Zoom, or my fear about how clients might react as we reopen. And I'm asking them to come into the office and meet me. And I'm really afraid about that. I want you to take your right hand, put it on your high chest. If you're right-handed, if you're left-handed, left hand on your high chest, and the other hand below it, right? So you're doing this, okay? And I want you to hold on to that fear, get it in your mind's eye. I'm fearing about what happens as we reopen. And I want you to take a nice deep breath through the nose, and we're going to release it. Breath in. I let go of this. I release this fear to you, God. I release this fear to the universe. Just stay with me here, okay? Breath in through the nose. I surrender this fear to you, God. I surrender this fear to the universe. And one more time. I surrender this fear to you, God, and I surrender this fear to the universe. Now, for those of you who believe in God, you'd surrender it to God. Any fear you have. Because remember, fear is a frequency of stress. And what it sends out is a call into the universe to bring back negativity to you. It also sends stress hormones through your body, cortisol, adrenaline, norepinephrine, that age you, that shut down, disconnect left and right brain, that have you ruminating in the middle of the night, looping negative thoughts. They disturb your sleep patterns. They disturb your eating patterns. They make us comfort eat and comfort drink and comfort smoke. You see the pattern? So when you release what you cannot control, that's a mission-driven response. And then you're focusing on your intention. My intention is to help as many people as I can in this very uncertain, unprecedented time to feel more certainty, more confidence. Okay, you see the distinction, right? Number 3, begin your morning ritual with meditation and affirmation. Affirmation is affirming positive intentions. I am an extraordinary difference maker in the world. I create a level of value that changes people's lives. These are affirmations, right? But meditation is one of the most powerful things you can do. I put insighttimer.com here. It's a free app. Calm, C-A-L-M, calm.com is another free app that you can use for meditation. If you're not meditating right now, you are probably allowing your mind to get flabby. And this is why we exercise, right? When we exercise, we're saying, I honor my body and I honor my quality of life. But you're a knowledge worker. You exercise and make your living through the powers of your mind. What are you doing to exercise your mind? The greatest mental exercise we know of is meditation. It's not some hippy-dippy voodoo new agey stuff, right? It's a very specific science. I often use this, what's called a biofeedback machine. You can get it at HeartMath, MATH.com. A friend of mine owns the company. They're terrific. And it gets you into heart rate variability in 1 minute. It gets you into a meditative state in 1 minute and shows you how to stay there. Great device, $199. Now, I'm sure there's a whole bunch of you that have workout machines home, right? And some of you are even using them, okay? And they cost thousands of dollars, $200. Please do not begin with a morning ritual of CNN, Fox News, MSNBC, and your phone. That is a perfect recipe for negative energy. Instead, to increase the power of possibility in your inner peace, meditation and affirmation. Nurture, practice positivity, quietude, patience, creativity. How do you nurture creativity? Start a gratitude journal. Go back to your artwork, whether it's painting, drawing, poetry, or music. Be creative. Try to get out from behind that electronic income decelerator called the TV and get in front of your guitar or your piano or your garden or your journal or your blog. Or you see what I'm saying? That's nurturing creativity. You're here for an amazing purpose. When you're sitting in front of the TV, you're making other people's dreams come true. When you're sitting in front of your journal, you're making your dreams come true. Please refrain from consuming what hurts you, from food to news. It's easy to be drinking a lot right now. It's easy to be partying. It's easy to be, taking a trip without leaving the farm. It's easy to be sitting in front of the TV watching news. But I want to tell you something. The frequency of those things, meaning the vibration of them, brings you down or sideways. It may be part of a new normal to wake up at 3 a.m. If this is happening, please see number 1. Give yourself permission periodically throughout the day to pause and breathe. Again, I want everybody, right hand on your chest, left hand below it. Please take 3 deep breaths right now. Turn your eyeballs around to your inner self. Look directly in the center of your mind and just take a nice deep breath through the nose and feel it as the air goes in. Give yourself permission to breathe, right? It's your life force energy to reboot your mindset through the divine power of your breath, right? No breath, no life. And of course, the ancients, Latin for breath is the word spiritus, which is the root word of spirituality. So when you're breathing, you're pausing, you're taking a moment to self-reflect, to practice metacognition, which is thinking about thinking, to reboot your energy. Because I'll tell you this about production. It will only take care of itself if and when you take care of yourself and your family first. And then we're going to take action and reach out and support people. One of the greatest mission-driven responses is reaching out and inviting people with an intention. Inviting with the intention to inspire. I am inviting people. I am setting the intention. I am inspiring people to help them feel more powerful, to help them feel more certain in this very uncertain time. That makes you an extraordinary teacher to do so. That makes you and allows you to sit in your power, in your purpose. So we're going to do business. I'm going to go to the second intention using form. Please write down your page, FORM. Okay? What it stands for is family, occupation. So you're going to start out by talking about their family. This may be a referral, and you may do nothing with this person. You've never met this person, and you're going to reach out in this crazy time right now because your intention, remember, is to help them, to invite them, to inspire them, to serve them, and nothing more, to create value. And it may only be to make a deposit in the relationship bank of trust, to deposit trust in the relationship bank. That is so powerful. Like Steve and I have rarely spent time around each other, but we have 99 level trust in each other. 99 level trust on a scale of 1 to 100. So think about that. When you're depositing trust in the relationship bank, it's one of the most powerful things you can do because people only do business with people they trust. And if you've never met this person and you go away from that call, never having talked about business yet, but you did develop a relationship based in trust, there's soon to be a client. Okay, so family, number one. Number two, occupation. I'll show you how to do this. Number three is the reframe. The reframe of the possibility of doing business right now together. Okay, the reframe. We're going to set up a frame. We're going to put a picture in a frame. And there's two slots for the picture. One is it's a terrible time to do business right now. The other is it's the greatest time to do business right now. And the M is my message. And my message to you is you're amazing. There is not another you on this planet. You are here with an amazing purpose. And people need you so desperately right now. And the only thing preventing you from hearing that fully is your lower self, right? We all have that ego self, right? Easing greatness out, right? EGO. Then you have your God self that knows you're great. Even if people misunderstand me, so what? So family, you start out by, let's say you're reaching out to referral. Let's say I've been referred by Mike Salvatore to Steve Ferrara, okay? And Steve answers the phone because guess what? Everybody's home right now. And so you say, hey, Steve, my name is Steve D'Annunzio, and I'm good friends with Mike Salvatore. Do you have a minute to speak? And Steve would probably say something like either, any friend of Mike's a friend of mine, sure, now's a great time. Or, you know what, it's not a great time. I said, could I call you back later today? Yeah, how about 3 o'clock? Terrific. Now I get him at 3. Hey, Steve, it's Mike Salvatore's friend here, Steve D'Annunzio. Now's a good time? Yeah, now's a great time. Wow, has the world gone through some crazy transformations or what? Yeah, it sure is. Hey, how do you know Mike? This is Steve to me, right? And I would say, well, you know, I'm not only Mike's friend, but I'm his financial advisor. And he's told me great things about you guys. I just wanted to reach out and introduce myself. First of all, how are you? How are you and your spouse and your kids? Hopefully everybody's staying healthy. Yeah, we're good. You know, how's your family? Anybody you know sick? You go through that, right? And then you get to, how has this pandemic affected your business? Oh man, we're slow right now. You know, I own a couple hotels, and right? So you're empathizing. You're saying, oh my goodness, you know, where are your hotels? Wow, you know, I've got some friends that live around there. You know, Or if they own a restaurant, we're gonna order takeout from you, buddy. Are you open? Yeah, you know, we want to support you. Terrific. Well, Steve might say to me, well, Steve, is there a reason you called? And I would say, well, you know, there is. And I want to share two schools of thought, because right now, whenever the economy is going through something like this, there are always some amazing business opportunities out there. And what I'm running into is two kinds of people. The first kind of person feel that now is the worst time to talk about business. That talking about business is insensitive and inappropriate. The second kind of people, though, are saying, you know what, talking about business right now makes me feel really powerful and kind of normal. I'd love to hear about these business opportunities. Which are you, Steve? And Steve might say, you know what, I can't even think about business right now. And I'd say, dude, I get it. I get it. What can I do to support you and your business? If there's anything I can do, let me know. Yeah, if you could order some takeout for my business, that'd be terrific. You know what, I will absolutely do that. Terrific. And as we come back from this in a couple months, can I put you down to call you at the end of June and maybe we can talk about some of the amazing business opportunities? Definitely. And you do that. Now, if they're in the second frame, they'll say, what are these business opportunities? And what I would say is, you know, I work for a company that is allowing people to do things like buy insurance, large amounts of insurance without a medical, that are allowing people to buy term insurance right now without a medical. That's amazingly inexpensive. And you know, if anything this disease did, is it taught us that the next breath, literally, is not guaranteed. And the first thing I'm doing is reaching out to everybody I care about and their circle and inviting them to make sure that their insurance needs are taken care of. Second of all, some of the other financial products we have, you know, I mean, even in the investment world, when the stock market's down, the idea is buy low, sell high, right? And we're low right now. And so if there's ever anything I can do in those areas, what I'd like to do, if we can, is set up a meeting next week, maybe a Tuesday or Thursday. And I'd like to take you through my process that Mike so loved. When Mike and his wife saw our process, they loved what we do. We have a very unique process, and I'd like the opportunity to take you through it. Can I do that? Absolutely, Steve. And you set up the meeting. And that's when you get into your message. You set up those meetings, and your idea is to create relationships based in trust so that we can create value, so that we can help them win, because when they win, you win. And when you win, your company, your society, and all of humanity wins. Win three. Client wins, you win, society wins. That's a good deal. And so for those of you worried about the economy right now, I want to show you, because a lot of people are saying, oh my God, the economy's down, the economy's down, the economy's down. And again, that is a fear-driven frequency. Now, we can say the economy is going through a temporary trough. That would be accurate. But let's be authentic about what the fundamentals of our economy were pre-pandemic. Record high in the stock market. The fundamentals were very, very strong. Okay? It only took, you know, in 2008, it took 174 days to get to a bear market. It took 24 days to get to a bear market because it was this pandemic. And you know, the peak and trough cycle. And we're going to come back up, we're going to open up, we're going to expand, and we're going to hit a peak. And it is you that are going to be leading this peak because you are knowledge workers. And we can share our knowledge online via telephone. I've been doing it for 32 years. And why is someone like, I'm just using Mike Schwartz as an example because I know Mike's practice. Mike has got national practice, so he developed an online practice. He's not missing a beat. Now, for some of you that are saying, well, Steve, I don't have an online practice. You know, I'm 55 years old and I've been doing this a long time and I go meet people. I go out. I'm not good at technology. All those are habits. And all I would say is do a Zoom meeting. Try one. Call up a client, use these narratives, invite them to have a meeting, tell them you're going to send them a Zoom link. It's very, very easy to do. And some of you are getting resistant, say, I don't want to do it. It ain't about you. It's about them. It's not about you. It's about them. And when I put my focus, I had this experience. I was once going through a health challenge, and I was in the Tampa Bay Performing Arts Center doing a concert. And the musical director invited me to go play. He was going to go play music at a children's cancer ward. And there's a part of me that was like, yeah, I don't want, it's going to kind of bring me down. And there's my higher self was like, go. Man, I walked out of there feeling like $1,000,000 because I served somebody. It's like the old Bob Dylan song, you're going to have to serve somebody. So when you're not thinking about you, but you're focusing on them, and you send them a Zoom link, all of a sudden you're going to start to get encouraged and empowered. Okay? Probably not many people know what this symbol is, but this is the Chinese character for danger. But it's also the Chinese character for opportunity. The Chinese character for danger and opportunity is the exact same character, because inside of every danger is an opportunity. And most of us in this world today are looking at COVID-19 as a horrible danger. And for those that passed away, it is tragic and awful. And if you lost anybody, I'm so sorry. And given our purpose in this world, our job is to uplift, to edify, to enhance, to inspire. That's our opportunity inside of this danger. And if you're doing it online, you're in no danger. And as we come back and we get tracing and testing and vaccines, which we will. Polio killed millions of people in the beginning of the 20th century. And now polio has been eradicated because we have a vaccine. And this too, we will defeat this. But what are you going to be? Withdrawing from the danger or capitalizing on the opportunity? It's your choice. And what is the value of leading in the way that I'm sharing? There's a value to uncertainty and how it pushes leaders up. Because I'll tell you this about leadership, it is always earned on hard ground. Leadership is always earned over hard ground. And the first principle that we practice in the very first lesson of our course, we have 56 lessons online. And the very first lesson is hard easy. I want everybody to write down on their page, hard easy, please. And the basic premise of hard easy is this: every second, every moment, I face a decision. If I choose to take the hard path, I make the rest of my life easy. Every moment I face a decision, I have a choice to make. Every moment. Do I meditate? No. Am I going to do Qigong this morning? Am I going to do my yoga? Am I going to exercise? Am I going to reach out and call people? Am I going to actively ask for personal introductions? Will I create value today for people? If I do the hard thing first, I make the rest of my life easy. Concomitantly, right? On the other hand, if I do the easy thing first, I make the rest of my life hard. I'll give you an example. I was in my summer home for 2 months, over February, March, and April. And I found myself drinking pretty much every day, 5 days a week, and I don't drink to get drunk, but a couple beers a day, a couple glasses of wine, and I started to feel it. And instantly, my higher self dropped in, dude, hard easy. And what I realized is that I'd get up in the morning feeling tired and old and really, and I haven't had a drink in 2 weeks. And I wake up every morning feeling refreshed and terrific. Now, I like beer and wine. I do. It's hard to not drink. But right now, it's become easy. And I have hard, easy days. Yesterday was an easy day. I only had one call yesterday. It was easy. Today's a hard day. Today I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 calls. Right? You're the first of 6 meetings I have today. But I love it. You practice hard, easy, your life will change. Uncertainty takes us out of automatic and forces us either into fear, desire, or mission mode. And how do you get in the mission mode? Get intentional. I am going to work helping people financially heal. I am offering the most powerful products and services people can buy, and I change their lives for the better for 7 generations. That's powerful. That's intentional. Crisis reveals the truth or falsehood of any group's leadership, systems, or philosophies. Your systems work. Use I understand. The 3 questions that clients need to know right now is, do you care? Can you be trusted? And can you help them feel more certain in this time of great uncertainty? And leaders understand that results come from behavior, but that your behavior is driven by your beliefs. And again, belief systems, right? There's 2 of them: limiting beliefs, negative thoughts and stories, driving weak behavior, causing poor results. Things like weakness, fear, doubt, worry, scarcity, procrastination, failure. And as every human being knows, we have both. We have both, all of us. But this is what highly successful people do. Input empowering beliefs, speak empowering language, which drives their doing differently, right? Positive thoughts and stories, driving effective behavior, causing prosperous results. Strength, love, faith, confidence, abundance, proactive behavior, success. And this is important because beliefs drive behavior, which drives results. Your results are not from behavior. Yeah, they are. But your behavior is either empowered or limited by your belief. Steve, thank you so much, buddy. I love you. Everybody, you make a massive difference in this world. Stay strong.
Thanks, Steve, very much. You hit on every point that I think we needed, and I can't thank you enough. So we will talk soon, Steve, and thanks so much. I know you've got to move on to a 10 o'clock, so we are very grateful that you took the time with us, and I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you, Steve. God bless you, and God bless everybody. Stay safe and strong, everybody. Bye now.